Look, we would love to not even have to include the political in our work, but America is under such assault by Christian right supremacist turds right now, who are not even real love and light Christians, mind you, that each and every one of us needs to be politically active. One of the many great things about No Kings is the variety of messaging we saw, which means a variety of thoughts. For the progress side of America, this is both good and bad because messaging can be scattered. As historically, there will always be the free Tibet Berkeley hippies in there, with those fighting for civil rights, affordable healthcare, and upholding the Constitution. For the regress side of America, their messaging is often more homogenized because there's less variety of thought. This unfortunately means its messaging can be parroted and somewhat echoed quicker. When we look at the phenomenon of theocratic fascist cults, whether they arise in the deserts of the ancient world or the digital jungles of the modern mind, we are observing the triumph of ideology over experience. These folks, who we've said it before and will never stop saying it, in their latest incarnation, are in a fascist MAGA cult, nested in a regressive red cult, nested in a faux Abrahamic supremacist religious cult. So these thrice cult fervent disciples often speak in unison because the narrow structure they inhabit demands it. Language, that great frontier of the individual spirit, within these tight canyons is commandeered, reduced, and weaponized into a tool of control. The spontaneous bloom of personal insight is often replaced by the same dozen tired, selfish asshole tropes we hear. You Marxist, you communist, we're a republic, not a democracy, you want to raise my taxes, etc. In such systems, the logos, the living, breathing word, is no longer the voice of mystery, but the echo of dogma. The cult member is taught to fear ambiguity, to distrust nuance, and of course hate anybody not in their tribe. Their inner world is colonized by slogans masquerading as truths. Of course, historically given to them by their hate churches and hate radio, and now also on top of that, manosphere castes. Theocracy, in its fascist form, functions as a linguistic parasite. It replicates by infecting minds with prefabricated phrases that suppress doubt and exalt obedience. This is why, when you listen to them speak, you hear not individuals, but a kind of psychic hive narrating other lies they heard echoed in their chambers. And yet, beneath that monotone, there remains a faint pulse of a human somewhat barely evolving. People are indoctrinated into these cults not out of evil, but from hunger. For meaning, for belonging, for the comfort of certainty in a world where everything seems in flux. The problem is that when the search for meaning is outsourced to a garbage authority, it ceases to be a quest and becomes a prison. So the narrowness, sameness of their speech is not just mimicry, it's the linguistic manifestation of fear. Fear of the abyss, of the unknown, fear of freedom, fear of the self unmoored from the collective trance. The vast majority are permanently lost to never return, but because it's finally now affecting them personally, some are now going through the deconditioning process, beginning to have courage to listen ever so slightly to their higher selves, which their hate churches have worked very hard to close them off to. Plato's cave style.